Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're reacting to BlenderCon. This is actually a live stream and I'm just gonna cut it up. So yeah, it's gonna be a video. So yeah, here we go. So I'm not gonna be reacting to Keynote since I've already seen it, and you should go check it out yourself. It's a pretty cool start to BlenderCon. So here we go. Robot Ryu. Working in the VFX and film industry. Alright.
Hey, Blender Bob here. Hello, Amsterdam. I'm very happy to be here. I'm very honored to be here. Well, guess what, people? I wasn't born Blender Bob. I used to be Toaster Mike.
Alright.
That didn't work well for me. Actually, my name is Robert Rioux. I'm French Canadian, and unless you speak French, you are most likely going to pronounce my name Robert Ryan, which sounds more like toxic waste material. Hence, Blender Bob.
Hey, Hannah. That's crazy. Uh-huh. Okay. I've seen some of his videos before. Really cool guy. Oh wow. He's done a lot. A big guy. Oh really? That's so sick. Oh, he uses geometry nodes. Alright, let's check it out. It's Blender Demo Reel. Real by Fake. Alright. Oh wow. Okay. That's cool. They shattered the glass. Has Blender smoke simulations. Okay. That's crazy. That's good. And they added a bridge in compositing. Oh wow. Even clouds. Sick. Clouds. That's like, what? That's mocapped. And it looks so realistic. It's like Ian Hubert. It's an Ian Hubert style thing. That looks sick. Damn. Alright. Oh, that's a bicycle. Okay. Even football stuff. Leonardo da Vinci. Nah, did he do that? That's crazy. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Applause. Applause. Applause to this man. Amazing.
Where I'm gonna sound like an Apple keynote. At Real by Fake, we worked really hard to create the best pipeline ever created. Our developers worked really hard to create an idiot-proof pipeline that is easy to use and has a very, very fast learning curve. So it all starts with the. I don't get my notes. Can I get my notes, please? Excuse me. So it all starts with the I/O department. They will get an AFF file, which is actually the edit for the entire movie. And from there, they will use a special software that will distribute all the shots to our shot tracker. A lot of companies use Shotgun. We decided to use F-Track because it better fits our needs. And it will also create. They will also transform the camera information, the camera footage, into EXR files and a JPEG sequence also.
It's way
JPEG
complex
is
than I
when you
thought.
do some layouts and some fast compositing.
I just get like a simple video and then just track it.
So this is F-Track.
Oh wow.
As you, whoa, I went too fast.
It's all online as well, that's sick.
Yep. Okay. So this is F-Track. It's a web interface. As you can see, the assets have been created. So I got the city, the helicopter, and the monkey, and we have one shot.
So it's all separate?
And you can see that the tasks have been created, look dev and modeling, and they have been assigned to me. So
Okay.
the helicopter and the monkey. And for the shot, we have all the tasks, also compositing, animation, layout, and all that jazz. We also have a part for the user. So this is what you look at in the morning when you arrive at the office. You have this column not started yet. So these are all the tasks that have been assigned to you. There's also another column called need corrections. So this is when you need to modify some stuff. And there's another one that will show you the work in progress. So if we need to make a change, so if this was approved, let's say it's unapproved by the client, because it happens sometimes, then we will change this to internal not approved. And then we'll go find the task and say it needs corrections. So now if I go back into my task, you can see that it appeared in the column need correction. So let's start with the modeling. This is how we start Blender. We go in the still thing here and we can decide which version of Blender that we want. As soon as the interface comes up, we have this little box that asks us which task we want to work on. In this case, it's the modeling.
Wait.
Press OK, and we are good to go.
What?
So now we'll do my modeling. So I got my Suzanne here. I will put her in a collection called Monkey. And I will assign a default shader. That's very important. You will see why later. So default shader. Okay. So you can see that the render path also has been set up automatically. So we don't have to worry about where we're going to save our files.
Oh, okay.
And at this point, we do a render.
Wait, and
Happy with it, I'm going to publish it to F-Track. So I go in the fake menu, that's our custom menu, and I publish it to F-Track. I write a note. It's important to always write a note on what you're doing. So first pass, and it's gone.
I assume this only works for
You can
Linux.
see that I have in the versions the clip
Might
right
need
there.
some
It's in,
subtitles.
Captain review. Captains are like shot leads for us at our company. And the VFX suit.
That's so sick.
Fine, he's happy with it, and he's
So everybody can just get, yeah, that's cool. Oh, that would be so cool for rigging and stuff. But if you could like get the blend files and download the blend files from there, that would be really handy, actually. I would use that all the time.
This one only has 5,000 polygons. And we're going to create a dummy geometry, and we're going to put our two collections right there. We're going to plug them into a switch.
Okay, geometry nodes, okay.
It is viewport connected in the switch. So this way, in the viewport, we only see the low-res version, and when we render it, we're going to see the high-res version. So low-res, and when we render, it's high-res. And also, if you link this dummy geometry
Can do
to the
that?
file, it will only load the low-res geometry, so you don't need to carry the 2.3 gigabyte file for this bridge every time we move from one scene to another. Look dev. Now this is why it's important to have a default shader on the object. Because let's say this motorcycle was done in Substance, then you would have one shader for the entire motorcycle. So what we do is to create an override on the shader, and everything is assigned to the same shader. And then I can just assign the textures that I want on the motorcycle. In this case, I'm just going to change the color because it's a demo. And if I want to do something special, let's say for the back tire, then I will just cancel the override on it. And I will do the same thing I did before. So I will just unlink the shader.
You can do that, that's so handy.
Make it local. I rename it. Change the colors that I want.
Ah,
So
alright.
in our pipeline, everything is linked. So the modeling, everything is in a collection. So we take the collection from the modeling and we link it into the look dev file. So this way we don't carry the geometry every time we want to save it.
Yeah, that's smart.
The file is very light. So this way, if
Yeah.
I modify the original geometry, all the look dev's version will be modified automatically.
Nice.
Our entire pipeline is designed on.
So it's all
So the
connected
modeling
into
is linked
one.
into the look
So if
dev,
you make a
the look
change,
dev
it
has a
automatically
file with the
updates.
layout.
That's,
Now you can see I got
yeah,
two
wow,
arrows
that's cool.
for the layout to animation and animation to lighting. That's
Ah,
because
bro,
we have
it's-
linked a
Blender should make a system like that for the Blender Cloud thing. So you can like download the rigs and like edit the rig on your account and then have like,
So this way,
that would be a really big change since I kind of already have that, right? But it's only for the Blender stuff.
every time we publish a file in F-Track, it will make a copy of that file called published. And this is always a copy of the latest version that we've published. So this way, and this is the one we linked in our scene, the published one. So this way we know that we will always have the latest asset in our files. So we don't need to try to figure out what is the latest version of the car, whatever, all that stuff. It's all automatic. Now we need to prepare the plates. So this time I will start Nuke. And in Nuke I will get the same box here. I will use a pre-comp.
That's crazy. So like,
3D artists.
it opens the app
to prepare our stuff and to make sure that
and it
everything is
saves it in the cloud.
we send it to Composite.
How much does this cost though?
Always do a pre-com of our work.
Like, you need to save all these
When I
files.
open Nuke and I set up this, everything gets set up automatically. So it loads the plate, it loads the reference for the client, it set up the start frame, the end frames, the number of frames.
I haven't used Nuke yet.
For the show.
I have the app, but I haven't used it. Oscar has though.
Nuke in A6 because we
But it
work
looks
in
quite complex, so I don't know when I will
Okay,
learn
so
it.
this is the reference from the client. It's a giant monkey head over the water with a helicopter flying over it. In
Nice.
the background and a guy freaking out in front. Excellent actor, by the way. So now I need to bring this into Blender because that's my reference. So what I will do is to create a custom node that we created called Fake Preprocess. When I connect it, here I will set it to.
He made a custom node?
Plate. That means it's for Blender. I'll give it a name. So reference background. I will set it to a.
So, wait, this is. So wait, he made a node that connects from Nuke to Blender.
And it goes to F-Track.
Whoa, are you now gonna import
Now I need to
your
prepare the
F-Track
foreground
to
plate.
Blender?
So we'll do a quick keying here. Doesn't need to be perfect because it was going to go to compositing after anyway. So I will make sure it's at the right place, right position. And this time I'm going to create another fake preprocess. But
That's-
this one, I
Whoa.
will leave it to preprocess. I will
It's
not
all
leave it
node
as a
based.
3D plate because this one will output a PNG with the alpha. And this is what I need because it's in the foreground. So I'm going to publish it.
So wait, hold on.
Layout.
Drink some water. Oh wait, hold on.
I need it.
Back in Blender.
So for the layout scene, I go into my F-Track here.
What will you do?
It automatically for me. It says, "Hey, I found some assets. Do you want to import it?" Yes, I want. This is the background image that we just.
Everybody is using Linux now
So
for
when I do
Blender.
this, you can see that the background image is set up automatically. It also set up automatically the start frame and the end frame. It starts at 1001, which is an industry standard. Now I need to have my foreground element. So I could click on the add image button there, but there's another way to do it. We go in the fit menu and we go into our asset browser. This is something
They have an own asset browser for the whole.
It's our own custom stuff. So these are all the projects we're working on.
Look,
And then
that's
these are all the
insane.
stuff that's been published so far.
Yeah, this is only for Linux.
So my guy in front is right there, and you can see I got two background images, the proxy and the main.
Wow.
The main is the EXR, and the proxy is half-res in PNG. So now I set up my layout. So I reference everything in the
Handy.
scene. I will rename the camera and I will lock it to make sure I will not move it by mistake. I do a render, I'm happy with it. I will go in the fake menu and publish it to F-Track. First pass.
What? So he renders it?
Now it's time for the animation.
Okay.
So for the animation here, the VFX supervisor will first approve the layout. Now it's approved. And I can go here. I don't need to start another Blender. I can continue from the one I had. So I go here in the publish and
That's so complex. You need to learn this pipeline first, though. He says it's easy to learn, which I probably understand.
I'm going to link the layout file in it.
It's probably easy to It's probably easy to learn.
So now
There's
I
just
go
one
to
app
F-Track,
that controls everything for you. It does everything like,
delete it.
yeah.
And
That's,
now I will get the result that I expect from the layout. Now the problem is because it happened from another scene, it has the wrong setting in it. It has the wrong render resolution and it has the wrong render path. So if I look here, see start frame and frame is wrong. The render path is for the layout. And that's not good. So there's a very easy way to fix this. I will just save the file and reload it. Because when I say our project is, our pipeline is idiot proof, well, that's what I mean. it realized when you reloaded that, hey, the start frame and frame changed. Do you want to update it? Well, yes, I want. Or the resolution changed. Do you want to update it? So you can decide what you want or not. So yes, I want to change this, and now you can see it's been updated. The start
Why
frame
does it start on
updated,
1001?
and the render path has been updated as well.
Why would you want it to
So now
start on
the animation,
1001? Industry standard. I don't get it.
Blast. Well, sorry, not play blast, but a screen grab. If I look at it, it's gonna look like this. That's because we're using Blender in ACES, and some stuff are not supported yet, but I'm sure it's coming. But if
Oh
I
my
look at
god,
it,
he also has a
instead of
render
using
frame.
F-Track, it's gonna look just fine because our entire pipeline is set up to ACES, so it works. Lighting.
Alright.
So in lighting, you know, sometimes it's a mess when you have to. Yes, you can have a mess of collections and layers. And when you have a lot of layers, it's really hard to manage all this stuff and everything. And if you have very heavy scenes, changing from one layer to another may take a long time. Well, what we did is something that's based on the layer. It's the layer manager add-on. It's based like this when you can set up, you can decide which layer you want to render, and you can turn on the background image.
Alright, Blender Guru used that.
But we kind of put it on steroids. And this is where you're going to get so jealous. We've created a spreadsheet. where you can
No.
turn everything on and off in one place.
That's
turn
so
on
handy.
Layers, we can do the collections, we can do all the AOVs, the the
Wait.
lights, the cryptomat, everything is there in one place.
You can literally select or remove it all.
Once you've tried this, you cannot go back. It's one spreadsheet to rule them all. It's completely amazing. And especially when you have very heavy
Release it. Make it open source.
and then you create a new collection, and it's on by default on all your layers.
Bro, that's so cool. Like, if I don't want, like, specularity, I just turn it off.
We can do it just like that. And we can even copy paste settings from one layer to another, which goes very fast. So it's
Handy. Look at all the glossy direct, like, of all the objects. That's insane.
because we would love to share that thing open source, but we cannot because it uses some libraries and it's hard coded to our system. But if there are any developers in the room that would like to bring this to Blender, I'm sure everybody in this room would love that feature.
Okay, I understand. That's fine. It would be cool to see. I swear, this needs to come to
So we split
Blender.
our renders in two passes. The
See,
beauty
this is why Blender is so cool. Like, we can
otherwise the scenes
we can think of ideas, but we can also implement them inside of Blender, like literally in the UI. It's crazy.
create render node, and it's gonna set up all the renders set up for me. It's gonna do all the compositing.
This guy's so.
So
This
all
guy's
the
company is
layers,
really
all
good.
the AOVs that we
I
selected,
watched all of them. You did okay, good. Don't spoil anything though.
create a comp version, a pre-comp version with all our background.
I
images.
haven't had the time yet, so that's why.
Now, because Blender is the only software that we use that is Z-up, we had to do some modification for the normal path and the position path so that it works in Nuke. So by pressing this button, it will do the correct changes so that we can bring them in Nuke and don't have the problem to deal with the normals going in the wrong direction. Now, I may have many layers. Maybe I don't want everything into a single big EXR file with all the layers. Like the background image in Montreal, maybe I don't need to re-render it every time. I don't want that. So I can go into the multi-layer to multiple assets.
Oh.
And if I click on create render nodes, it's going to reset up everything automatically for me. Now, maybe I want to regroup them together. So I can go into custom assets here, and I can say, for example, I want the monkey and the spotlight to be on the same file, and I want the background and the water to be in the same file also, and the helicopter will be on its
That's a really cool system. Bro, this guy, like, this system, like, you can customize everything and you know what's gonna happen.
It's broken because
Oh.
some changes in Python and it doesn't work anymore, but we're working on it.
Okay, never mind.
I'm not done yet. We also have an option to have a super denoiser that will denoise every AOVs that you output. And we have another option that will combine like the different
Bro, give us the
and
denoiser.
all the other passes into one.
I wish this was open source, but I understand it.
really like it because otherwise sometimes it can get way too complex with all these different outputs. And that's a pretty cool feature that we have also. So, I am done with my lighting. It's time to send it to the render farm.
All right.
So it tells me, hey, it's already, you need to save your file first. See, it's idiot proof. So I'll save my file. It's a 32 core.
Yeah, it's yeah. If he knows
So
if you
what
make
will override it?
mistakes.
No, I don't. So what I will do is just version up my project. Version up. And 32 cores again. And this time it's going to go on the farm. So it is really idiot proof. Even if you have junior people that don't know what they're doing, they cannot override stuff by mistake. So it's all set up like this. So let's go back to our pre-comp. I will start new. Well, these are all the passes that I outputted, so I will approve them all because I have this power. And I'll start new again. Now I can go into the asset browser, the same one we saw before, and I
It's
can load
all
the things that I've
connected
been learning,
together.
and it's gonna set them
Nuke
up
and
with
Blender,
the
it's like all
high-res
connected.
and the low-res version in it. So
Oh wow.
pre-comp is done. This is the pre-comp. It's a very simple thing, just putting stuff one over the other. And now we'll create a fake output node, and this one will allow me to send it to the farm. So I render it. I can create a node just to check, make sure everything is okay. It's all good. Done. Publish, and it goes to FTrack.
Yeah, it's all connected.
So now you can see the VFX loop can look at it again. It's a wonderful shot. Once you approve it, you can see there's a little bit of orange here. That means there's something in progress. If I approve it, you can see that now it's green. Look, and if I look at the shot itself, you can
Yeah,
see
so you
everything
can't
is
like
everything
get
is
away
green.
with stealing stuff since you need to have it
Because
approved.
it hasn't been started yet. So in 15 minutes, I've shown you
Modeling, look dev, layout, prep, layout, animation, lighting, pre-composition, 3D.
and I never wrote a single file name.
Yeah, that's insane.
So at Real by Fake, you will never get a Shot 5 Modif Revision 5 Final V4 November 10 Robert Cat on my keyboard. Yes. Cat is gone now. Final V10. Dot bland. Or dot new for that matter. We never write a single file name in our entire pipeline.
Yeah. Great pipeline.
And
Amazing.
that's why I say it's the best pipeline ever created because it is idiot proof. It is very easy to use and it has a very fast learning curve. Just like Blender.
Yeah. All right.
I got a special authorization to show you a shot from a movie we're working on right now. We're doing like 360 shots on that movie, and I've been allowed to show you one shot. It's not a money shot because we're just.
What happened to my audio? Oh no, wait. My earphone's disconnected, I think.
I've been allowed to show you one shot. It's not a money shot because we're just starting the project, but still it's a cool shot. Want to see it?
Yeah, sure. What nice music. Oh, whoa! Wait, isn't that the PewDiePie bridge? Oh. I swear that's a PewDiePie bridge. I was like, yo, what is this guy doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you to the Blender Foundation. Thank you to Real by Fake. Thank you to my YouTube followers. And thank you all for being here.
Ah, what happened? Ah, get away.
Hey. Hello everyone. So I am Vejin Chamandi. I have come all the way from India to here to show off. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I've come all the way here to show off some of the work we do with Blender at our studio, and
Oh,
just take
wow,
you through
from
a small
India.
story, I guess, of how we use Blender in all aspects of filmmaking. So
All right.
let's begin. So, who all here are from the film industry, like work? Oh, okay. So yeah, so we are two companies, Do and Rumble. So Do is our film production house, and Rumble is our post house. So Do does all the shooting and the set and everything, and then they give it to us, and then we, make it all pretty and give it back to them. So this is film production. I guess you must have seen this kind of basic breakdown of what film production is. There's a pre-production phase, a production phase, and a post-production phase. So we're going to see how we use Blender in all these aspects to solve issues that just come from how filmmaking generally is. Like, it's like such a massive, it's like a massive event. Like, everyone has to come together to make this film happen.
Oh, that's crazy though,
And,
from India.
when people come together, sometimes
All the way from
problems come
India.
here and there, and we
That's
try to figure out
ridiculous.
how to fix it. So let's just start with
Yeah,
how
but to
we
be
got
honest,
into
like
Blender
all
in
of
the
these
first place.
people
So
were all around from the world.
that
They
is in
just
pre-production.
all came to
So making of a set.
BlenderCon, so that's really cool.
For ads and some short films, we tend to use, we make sets, obviously. And this is some of our team working on
Oh, wow.
sets. You can see some of them here, right here. So
I thought it was gonna be like all
whenever we
Blender,
used
but
to
I guess
make
there's
these
some
sets,
real life aspects to
it
it.
was like a vague process where there was a lot going on before we see the
Makes
final set
sense,
happening,
though.
and it was kind of hard to convey the message, like, hey, this is how the set is going to look in the end. So we decided, like, why don't we just do this in 3D? Like, why don't we visualize it in 3D and show it to the clients so they don't have to go through the mental process of, hey, okay, is this how it's going to look? What's the color going to be? How's the light going to be? So this is what we used to have before. So we would have a color palette, and then we would have, hey, these are the props. Hey, look, that's a CAD drawing. Hey, maybe it'll look like this, the lighting. And then you're trying to explain all of this, and it suddenly looks like a YouTube thumbnail that's like all clickbaity. And so we came up with a
Hey, is that an
solution.
insult?
So what we do is we get these CAD drawings from our set designers, and we take them into Blender and do the thing, extrude, and all that beautiful stuff. And so I'll just show you some of the process. So here we can see that, we can play around with the colors, see how it looks right before, it, before we make it. And then we use the asset browser. And
Yeah,
we put,
definitely asset browser.
we put the assets in place just to see how the blocking and everything's gonna be. So that is quite a
Asset
fun
browser
process,
is so
and especially with
handy for
denoising
these
and all
stuff.
These days it's like super fast. So
Yeah.
and this is all.
Like, look, you already got a result.
Just
They
see
didn't even
how things
spend
are
like
gonna
an
be
hour
right
on it.
before they're made. So yeah, I will move on to a more complete version of this. So you can see here, you do a little fancy bounce animation and just try to impress the clients. So we have the set here, and just show you a final render.
Oh wow,
So we
that's
have these
so
renders, so we can
beautiful.
go directly to the set designer and look, hey, this is what I want, and it's simple as that. And they do their
I don't
magic
really
and
like
they
the
make it.
red, but whatever
So
choices, I
this
guess.
was the final set. You can see
Yeah,
here.
it looks better in real life.
So move on to the next, and I'll just show you a couple of this. Yeah, this was an ad film we did. So yeah, we
Boxer
have the final
conference.
set. So it's pretty simple like that. This is another film we did called EIA, where it's like a fake news channel, and we have a set that is for news, and so it's crazy these days because me and the set designers have gotten so used to working with each other that whatever I make, it's like they give me the exact same thing. So you can see, I just got the exact same thing. And it's funny because I'm sitting there working, and I'm like, hey, that thing looks nice. I'll just copy paste it down, and hey, this I'll just duplicate it, and then they do the hard work of sitting and building it based on my just mental thoughts. So that's always nice.
Yeah.
And the deadlines and the timelines for these are crazy. Like we make the set render, and 2-3 days later the set is done. So it's awesome because I'm like rendering and go to sleep, and then 2 days later I walk in and I'm like, hey, I'm sitting in my render. Yeah, nice. So
Yeah, that's cool.
that's fun. I mean, that's always fun to just walk there and be like, hey, that's my render. I can sit in it now. So yeah. So this is how we got into Blender in the first place, just trying it with pre-production, just trying to show renders for people and stuff, and then
The film
we decided to
industry,
push
eh?
it a bit further
I always
into
forget
the
about
VFX
it, but
sides of
it's an
things,
important
so
part of
which we'll get into
CGI.
production. So you must be thinking VFX in production.
I'm
You
the
must have
film
heard of the
industry. I
phrase,
mean, like
fix it in
Hollywood and
post
stuff,
a lot. Yeah.
not like
So
regular
this is some
animation
scenarios
films like
where
that.
we had to fix it in post.
Of course, I know about animation film,
and
but I
Blender
don't.
helps us a lot with
I
that.
always forget that
So
CGI
there
is
was a
also
shoot
important
once
for like
where
real life stuff.
we had a prop that was just missing. Like someone didn't take into account, I guess, that the prop needed to be there. And you know, there's a hassle on set, and they're like, well, what do we do? Where's the bomb? Oh, bomb. Sorry. There's
Whoa.
supposed to be a bomb there. Okay, he's tied up to a bomb, and you are roaming around like, hey, where's the bomb? And maybe not the best idea to do when you're, you know, in the street. But so yeah, there was supposed to be a bomb there, and so what I did was went and put the tracking markers, not knowing, okay, maybe I can do object tracking later. So this is like a rough drawing, like, okay, maybe I can put the bomb there. So yeah, you go to textures.com and you start pulling these things. And you just put the wires, duplicate, and you know, do your object tracking. And then there, you just put it there, and it looks, you match the lighting, and you can see there's this flashing lighting on them as if a police is next to them. So you just go ahead and do the same thing. You can see my painfully keyframed every frame of the light going up and down. So yeah, and then we have it. No worries, we fixed it. So just show you a final shot.
Smart. It doesn't
There
even
you
look
go,
that
got the
fake.
bomb, no worries. I guess we didn't have to pay money anyway.
Yeah, crazy.
Thank you. This was another scenario. So the director wanted a wall here, and the wall that was supposed to be here was a little far away. So what we did was we built this thing. Wait, let's just come back up again. Yeah, so we had this wall that we were built, and and then again, good old textures.com. Just go in and make these cubes, I guess cuboids, and then just go to, and then, you know, images as planes, just projection map it, and solve your camera, and there we have the wall.
You're reminding me of Ian Hubert,
So
the Indian Ian
it's,
Hubert.
sometimes it's like, it's amazing what you can do, you know, with the tools these days. So here's another breakdown.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah, throw in
Could have done this entirely CG actually.
we have the wall. So yeah, this was about like, there was like 15 shots like this. I'm not gonna show you all of that. So yeah. So a missing shot. So this happened during one of our productions where we completely omitted to take a shot. Just it
Just
was
animate
nobody-
it.
I don't know, somehow through the hierarchy, people just forgot that a very important shot is missing. So let's just watch this here. So this kid, he's trying to turn on a fan. He's too lazy to get out of the bed, and he's trying to turn on the fan by, you know, using a chit and a catapult. But I don't know if you noticed, there's no the shot of it hitting the switch is not there, and that was one of the client's requests. Like, hey, where's the shot of the chit hitting the switch? That's important to the story. And we're like, oh yeah, it is. So yeah, so the director comes to me and he's like, hey, I took this picture of the switch, can you do something with it? I'm like, I don't even need the picture, it's fine. So just went into Blender and
You need the picture.
model this very simple, just some cubes and circles and some mapping. And then you try to light it how it was lit on set. You can see the blinds, and you animate the chit flying and hitting the switch. and then those assets are from.
Bro, this guy's so
Polygon.
good.
I believe they're here today. So yeah, really helpful, and this was done in a matter of minutes. Saved a lot of money on having to make a switch, lighting, and all that. So just show you the final. I'll just show you a breakdown. Yeah,
Look at that.
and so now we can complete the story. Done. Yeah.
And it's really seamless. Like, you don't think of it as CGI.
Thank you, thank you. So now a missing location. So you see it's getting bigger and bigger, the problems. So we are obviously located in south of India, and we were trying to do a parody of
Oh no. My headphones. No, they're low on bat. Okay. Speakers it is, I guess.
Pretty sure you guys have. I mean, everyone's seen this movie, right?
That's
Believe-
fine.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Exorcist.
okay.
Okay.
So there's this iconic shot of the man standing in front of the haunted house, and I guess, yeah, okay. The man standing in front of the haunted house, and we want to recreate that. But
Alright.
as you know, it might be hard to.
He wants to
find
recreate the
a
shot.
building in south of India. So what do we do when we want to make a 1:1 parody? So I found this image online of the house before they shot it, and I'm like, hey, let's do the F-Spy thing, okay? So we shot this plate of a character walking in front, and someone had to painfully roto the parts where he's not on the green screen. So, but yeah, and he walks in front.
You know, it's crazy that he could have also done this completely in CGI.
And, so now we have to turn this into the location. So here we have a model that
Bruh.
one of my colleagues graciously did. So a couple of roads, and we started using these collection instances that are like.
You know, it's
so
crazy
great
because
you
beginners
can
think
edit,
this is like really
you can
hard to
see here you
do.
can edit the
Which it
collection,
can be, but like,
and,
you just learn it, you
yeah,
know?
So and it updates on all the windows, but yeah, probably won't need something weird like that.
Control click.
So
Or control D, I mean. That's how you do that.
so you just start building out the scene.
That's a smart
You
system.
put
I never
in,
really
you
did
can
that.
See here, it's textured with the object mapping. So this is great for brick because it just nicely does the flow for you. You don't have to break your head with the UV unwrapping. And we put the fence. And then this great thing where this ivy, which is a geometry node setup, and I love this thing because you can just draw your curves on the wall, and you can art direct. the
Oh,
ivy
geometry
to go
nodes.
anywhere.
I'm gonna be learning geometry nodes
So
in the
there's a
future.
little geometry node setup there.
But yeah, it's really cool. I'll be making some geometry nodes tutorials as well.
Yeah, and then we move on to just adding more detail
Also sculpting.
and.
Those are two really cool key factors of Blender.
Put some trees.
And I haven't really
then
touched
you
them
look
yet.
up and
So
you're like,
yeah,
"Oh my
why not
God."
touch them, you know?
But yeah, that's just purely for art direction.
Wait, Hannah, I
And,
missed something. Oh,
Put some trees, and then you look up and you're like, oh my god. But yeah, that's just purely for art direction.
guys, you don't see it in the camera. It's not
And,
that big of a deal.
You move on to lighting from then, and oh god. Yeah. So the lighting for this is pretty simple because it's just a dark background. So I'm just gonna turn on. It's like okay, it's all black, and then yeah, and you're like, oh shit. Well, where's the? Why is it all like this? And then you put the volumetrics in. Think I'm gonna try doing that here. Yeah, and boom, instantly. We are very close to what the image looks like.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you add some more.
Volumetrics is so
noise,
slow, even with the denoiser.
And you can see here it's like a simple.
Like, they need to
simple,
update the volumetric system,
volume
dude.
shader with noise attached to it, and you just make it move a little bit so that there's some dynamics.
This shows how
Yeah,
accessible
and then
Blender
the
is.
final step, good old images planes. Just drop him in, and this is great because he'll interact with the fog, he'll interact with the lighting, he'll cast a shadow onto the floor. You don't have to worry about all that in post. So, and we knew it's gonna be exposed in a dark way. So, and we knew how the lighting's gonna look beforehand. So we lit him appropriately.
Just black.
Yeah, and then there you go. We are very close.
Yeah,
to
no,
that.
it's not gonna
And
play
this
back.
This is absolutely scary because working on a scene like this late at night and all these denoising artifacts are starting to look like faces, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then the file gets corrupted a few times, and you're like, okay, I think I should get this over with quickly. So yeah, and it's absolutely.
Denoising is one of the
Yeah,
scariest
and,
things when
just
it's
show you one
slow.
shot here. With a little bit of combusting. There you go.
That's a scene.
We have a location.
That is so good.
So yeah, that's it. That's how we
Man,
got
what's
our
his
location.
name, bro? Freaking amazing, bro. Damn. Such an underrated dude.
So into
This
the
is
sky.
crazy
So now we're getting
good.
into post-production.
Holy
I just want
shit.
to show you some fun things we do with our post work. Some things I believe only Blender can do.
Only Blender? Okay, hold on,
We
hold
have
on, hold
this,
on.
music video we did for the Amazon Prime a while back, where this couple is flying through this imaginary world, and it's supposed to be all cute and fluffy, and
Look, no offense, but
again, it's wait.
guy's kind of looking like Hitler.
So this is how it looked before production.
Oh, wow, it's all in a plane?
Before post production.
Why does this guy look like... No. Am I the only one seeing this? This guy kind of looks like Anderson Gibb.
So this is how it looked before production.
He looks like Anderson Gibb. What the hell? Hana. No. I can't be the only one seeing this. This freaking dude look like Anderson Gibb. Look at him. It's just like a fatter version of Anderson Gibb. Anyways,
Post production, sorry.
it's Anderson Gibb when he plays
So
FIFA.
yeah, again, key it out, put it as images planes, and this is where I guess Blender shines because with Eevee you can have the bloom, the depth of field, everything. You
In
need,
real time.
instantly, and like we were gonna do this initially
Yeah.
in a traditional compositing software, and I just realized, hey,
Yeah.
I have to put.
You can do live compositing in Blender.
fill for that. I have to put glow for this. And
Yeah,
I'm
Eevee is
"Oh,
good.
God, I'll just draw
Ah,
Eevee, you'll just do all the
bro,
magic for me, make it look
Bro,
good."
wait till freaking Cycles 3.4, bro. Oh wait, I mean, just wait until Blender 3.4. Real-time compositing. Shit's about to get crazy, okay?
Especially with short
Just-
timelines. So,
Oh my god. It's about to
and
get
then you look at
crazy.
the music
You
video.
get a
So,
freaking glare in real time with cycles,
finally,
with the denoiser in real.
mood.
Oh yeah,
So,
no.
we
Yeah,
had
it's
a
gonna be
project
mad. It's
recently
gonna be
where we
mad
had
next
to
year.
make the surface of the
Blender's gonna
moon
be
where to
insane.
render
It's gonna be
assets.
industry standard
And,
in like
so
a few
at this
years. I
point we
can
have become
feel
very
it.
familiar with Blender. We know what Blender can do, and we are like, okay, let's just make this small surface that people can stand on and dance, and then we'll blend it with a CG background. So this is how it looked before shooting. Moving on, and so I guess this is where the Blender community is so great because you can do something as simple as how to make a moon in Blender, and the key is not to get not to know the tutorial for that. The key is that you might get assets from them. You might get some nice friend who will just post it like, hey, here's a free 16.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. I guess his name is Mantissa. I believe he's here too today. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but these nice displacement maps from him that are like moon based.
Bro, just stealing them. Thank you, dude. I've done that before.
You can see we at least from the camera point of view, it looks like the surface of the moon.
Looks great.
So moving on. So and then we composite that surface that we
Yeah, so you just overlay it.
and
Try to
scale it
blend
down,
it
and
in,
then you
remove the
have
harsh edges.
which and then you get a pretty convincing guys dancing on a moon for the music video. So yeah, I mean,
Nice music video.
so
Dancing on the
that's
moon.
all the
Looking like a
stuff we
diss
do in
track.
Blender. So from pre to post,
I definitely
have
need
to
to make.
leave you with
I was
this,
gonna release my album. I
because
canceled
believe
it.
every filmmaker
album was a bit wild.
maybe try getting into Blender.
If I get 1,000 subscribers on APBR,
Just will.
I'll release the album.
I'll just end this off with.
It's a crazy album.
so you
It's
can
quite
see
offensive. I won't
what we
release
do in
it.
Blender. 90% of it is in Blender, some in other
It's not racist or anything. It's just offensive. It's like crazy. I'm dissing everyone in the
Do we have audio?
game. It's ridiculous.
It's, okay, check.
It like disses everyone. Kanye, Lil Wayne, Lil Pump, Eminem, everyone. There's Dr. Dre, everyone, just everyone. Alright, let's see Nemeril. This is great. Whoa. Yeah, that's cool. And yeah, people from all around the world can just use Blender, and it's amazing. Bro, it's so cool. Like, this is all Blender. Like, how is Blender not industry standard yet? It's such a good software. I feel like Blender is better than Maya. It's more intuitive. It's quite complex. It has like it's way faster as well, probably. You know, it's like what else could you want? And then you make it see the Maya is used by the industry. If the industry adapted to Blender, Blender would be the most popular software in the world, and it already quite is. But studios are not adapting to it because they think it's freeware, which is stupid.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you
And
so
free,
much for coming.
just because it's free doesn't mean
Hope you
it's
guys could take something
bad.
away from it.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, you can ask now, or if you want to talk to me later, I'll be here for 3 days. So yeah. Yes. No, not really. Yeah. But I'm waiting for the viewport compositor. I think that'll be a game changer. Yes. There's all Fusion. Yeah. It used to be After Effects, but so Fusion's better. Yeah. Anything else? Yes. Color space. Yeah. It's honestly like it's a little daunting to be fair, but I think right now we're using Asus, and I think we have a custom 3:3 matrices. I really don't know. I think my colorist helps me with that, but he converts it from the Asus whatever I render to what the DI needs. So yeah, I think we take it into Fusion, and we use the color space transforms to transform it to what we need. Yeah,
All right.
basically, yeah. So yeah. Anyone? Yes.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'll need to dive into all the compositing stuff for my short film as well. Yeah. I'm currently still in the production, pre-production stage, so yeah.
And Unreal when the time comes, but Cycles is getting so fast these days that it's also becoming very viable to use that. So
Yeah. Use Cycles, that's great.
is that all?
Eevee is so good, but it's not the best yet. Like, Eevee's still kind of
Not
glitchy.
yet.
It still has
The
like
hope is
materials
we
that
can,
don't work
the
yet,
infrastructure is kind of poor where we are,
glass and
in terms
stuff.
of virtual production.
It
But
also
we
has
are
quite
trying
limiting
to- we are
features,
trying
which
to get
sucks
there.
as
We
well.
build something that
I feel like the lighting should be revamped. I know it's supposed to be real time, but like, if you add a bit of noise and need to wait a bit longer, it's fine, you know, it's fine.
So I think that is a little lacking.
You know,
So
just
we
like
are
2
trying to
seconds of waiting, that's
bridge
fine
that
for me.
gap,
I
from
don't
our
need to
end,
see
but,
my
it's
result in a
talks have been
millisecond,
little
and I never
vague,
did.
to say the least. Yeah. Anyone? Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Amazing, dude. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Talented as hell. Geometry nodes, okay.
Welcome. Lots of people interested in geometry nodes, I see.
Yeah, I am.
I'm glad you guys all made it, even though it was a little bit tight on the time. But right, so you can see we're already in Blender. This is going to be a little bit of a mix. I wanted to not do like a step-by-step, okay, here's how you do X thing tutorial sort of thing, but rather more of a display of like the broad variety of things.
Right, right, yeah.
Of course, also explain some things.
I get it, I get it.
We're in Blender, so we're gonna.
I'm
also
definitely
create
gonna
some
do
things.
that too if I come to
The
BlenderCon
focus that I
next
want to
year.
give is on the variety, also on geometry nodes. All right. First thing, little bit about me. I work at the Blender Studio since
Ah,
the
nice, you
beginning of
prepared it,
2020.
okay.
I've been working on these projects that you can see here, and since the beginning of the development of geometry nodes, I've been part of the core team since we started in the end of 2020. Part of the development cycle from the artist side of point of view, and in general, I just like procedural workflows. I've been using procedural shader nodes for a while already, and then geometry nodes. I jumped onto using them for every single thing that I can do them with. It's like the first idea that comes to mind. Can I do that in geometry nodes? And that brings me to talking a little bit about the title. We can do that with geometry nodes. That sentence has been kind of developing as a little bit of a catchphrase of mine at the studio, because for those that have a little bit of production experience in a production environment, you always have issues to solve, right? There's nothing ever goes perfectly smooth all the time, and whenever we have the dailies and are talking about, okay, how can we solve this
I'm pretty
thing?
excited to see
There's
what y'all do with
usually-
geometry nodes. You can do a lot.
I think
So,
about it a little bit, and
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we can do that in geometry nodes, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit and give a couple of examples where we solve, we do problem solving specifically with geometry nodes. And
Got a notification on
production.
YouTube.
right. Okay. Because I'm gonna do a little bit of practical work, I want to bring everybody a little bit on the same page. I don't know. There's probably a really broad variety of experience levels with geometry nodes in this room right now. So I want to at least give a little bit of theory, even though it's not the most popular thing. And the most important part to understand about this is what even is geometry.
What is geometry?
Defining that is already a pretty important thing in understanding, okay, how can I work with it on a node basis?
Yeah, you should know what geometry is
And
first
my
before you
broadest,
work with
most
it.
general definition of that would be it's just 3D data that has a certain meaning, right? Everybody knows about meshes, and then there's volumes, but it's all just data, and it has a certain meaning in the 3D environment that we're working on it with. And you can convert between different types of data and propagate different properties of these types of
We
geometry.
shouldn't use PowerPoint anymore, just this system.
And within that definition of geometry, there are different types, of course, of geometry, which in geometry nodes we call components, because those can coexist within a single geometry right next to each other. So we can have the geometry as a container that has meshes, curves, volumes, whatever, inside of it as components at the same time. And that's very useful because that makes you very flexible in working with them back and forth. And then on top of these components, there are domains which carry the actual data. And that's the reference frame for the data. For example, you just open up a spreadsheet editor here so we can take a look at this. Okay, I need to actually find an object. Here you can see the different components, right? We have the mesh, curves, point clouds, volumes, instances. Those are the ones that we have currently. And then underneath that, you can see that we have the domains. So a mesh has a bunch of data on different domains. Vertices have their position as data layers. You can see every single vertex of this cube that I just added.
I never really understood that part.
Oh, there it is. And then edges have other sorts of data. Currently, this one doesn't have any. But
So it just gives
it
you
makes
the
sense
data?
to store within the geometry, depending on what type it is for the mesh, to store data on different frameworks, because vertices have a different use than edges and faces and face corners and so on. And understanding that is already quite important to get a good understanding of how to work with this. But I come back to these points later on while we go through the examples. I just want to give a broad overview in the first place. Right, and then the data layers that are inside of these domains are called attributes. And attributes are a more generalized way of describing what you already know as like vertex groups and UV maps, that kind of stuff. It's just the layers of data that are stored on top of the geometry inside of the domains. And then in geometry nodes specifically, because that all needs to be visually represented with nodes, we have the concept of fields. And fields are basically just a representation of attributes and operations on top of these attributes for nodes. So they are not actually carrying any data themselves, they're just a representation of an attribute. I'll go into more detail a little bit later. Right. Okay, I already mentioned this a little bit, but for the examples that I want to show and go into a little bit detail here and there, are mainly supposed to showcase what I noticed, especially looking back at the production experience that I got from the past 2 projects where we used geometry nodes heavily on. Just showing the broad variety of not even just the use cases themselves, but even just the types of tasks that we were able to tackle with geometry nodes.
I guess you'd use GeoNodes for like a terrain generation and stuff, or like IV or something.
Things. Keep in mind, time is a little bit limited, so I can't go into detail with everything. I'll try to go into detail with the more simpler examples.
Right,
and
right.
the more advanced ones, just
Yeah, you get like I think you get like.
And then maybe focus on one.
You get like an hour or so. Yeah.
They need more explaining. Right. Okay. Looking back at the examples that looking for the examples that I wanted to showcase in this presentation, I basically just made a list
geometry
looking at
nodes?
all the
That?
different use cases
That's
that
so
I
hard
could
to
remember
surface.
from Sprite Fright and the current project Heist. You're gonna see the work in progress in the during the Cezanne Awards, and it's been a lot of different use cases, and I kind of started noticing a little bit patterns where we had different kinds of tasks. And one of them, which is something that's really applicable for production environments, but also for individual artists in general, is just using it for the attribute pipeline. So the data on top of the geometry is something that's very universally used in Blender already, as I mentioned, with the legacy